Well, continue with our game. I'm gonna start creating the bricks. We already have the ball. I'm not gonna touch that at the moment, but we're gonna create the bricks right now. So I'm gonna change this a little bit here, and I'm gonna enable the light again. We need to define first some variables or constants. So I want to be a grid of 5 by 5 bricks. So I need to add cons rows equal 5 and cons columns equal 5, and I'm also add an spacing, which would be the amount of space between the bricks. X, it's 0.5. Y will be 0.3. It's in an object, and I'm gonna create an array where I'm gonna put all the bricks. Okay, this is an empty array of any. Okay, so I can also put the types of the variables like this, because we're using TypeScript, right? So, but if we don't put them, it's okay. So it's gonna infer that it's a number. So like I'm using here, so any is a kind of type that it can accept any kind of object or type, whatever. So let's continue. I need a function to sort the bricks in a sorted way. So this ball creation, bricks creation. Let me check a little bit on the preferences. Settings. Text editor. Font 18, I think it's okay. Okay, I think it's okay. I hope this can see. You can see this well. So I'm gonna create in a for every brick. So it will be let C for column equals 0, C plus C minor. This will be the rows, not the columns. I want to start with the rows. Rows. Right, and inside of that I'm going to create another for the columns. While C holds. I think that will be fine. So we're going to iterate over every row and every column, and I need to create the position of every brick. Remember that the position of the brick is at the middle of every object. If we have a cube or a box, or in this case it will be a brick, the position of the x0 and y0 will be at the center of the object along all the axes. So I'm going to create like x, it's equal C by spacing that x less same as 1 by 2 by the middle by spacing that x, right? So that will be I think that would be it. Okay, that's it. So we're gonna do the same, the y axis. R by 4 spacing that y minus r minus 1. If you don't understand this code, it's okay. I don't want you to focus on this right now. I'm just check that I'm just creating some kind of method to sort the bricks, to create a grid with the bricks. You're gonna see that in a moment. By spacing j y like this, by divided by 2 by this, and I think that work. Okay, so I'm gonna create a brick here, cons brick, it's equal new mesh builder, and the mesh builder is a function that will help us to create different kind of meshes. So we're gonna see the meshes in another chapter in the future, right? So right now I just want you to show it, to stay with what I'm doing right now, and I already have a mesh builder here because it's how we created the ball. I now created this sphere. Okay, so I'm gonna import that here, mesh builder. Yeah, this is it here, and it's not constructible. Create mesh build. That's right. Create box. Yeah, I'm gonna create a box. And it's not new because we already have it imported. Okay, so it's a brick. We need to add a material for the color. We're gonna set a color of red. Okay, const brick material is equal new standard material. Yep. I'm gonna just add an ID for the material. So remember, maybe almost all the components needs its own name. So I'm gonna call this brick material with an ID of R. Yeah. Well, let's see what happens. And I'm gonna add that to the scene as well. And the standard material need to be imported. So we don't have that here. Yeah, it's not there. I'm gonna comment that at the moment. Okay, so we have the material, and we're gonna put the color, brick material, set diffuse color. It's a what? New color tree. We're gonna create to see the function. It's a color tree. It's set 3 parameters. One is for red, the second is for green, and the third is for blue. I'm gonna create 1 0 0, so for an RGB color of red. And then to the brick we have, well, I'm gonna set the material equals brick material. So with this we're gonna change the materials of the brick, which is the box in this case, which is our brick. So we change the material head for the new one that is in the color red. We're gonna see materials in the future in the next in other chapters in the future after we finish with this game. So I need to change the scale. This is another property of the objects, of the 3D objects, because if I put the bricks like they are right now, they have a size of 1, which it means that they are too big for that. So I think I'm gonna touch that a little bit in the next chapter, in the next video, sorry, for the units and the space of the camera in the scene, because that's important to understand how babylon.js it's creating and what are the units of measures it has. So at the moment, let me see if I can leave it like that to see if there is any change. So I'm going to change just the brick position, that x for the one we defined above, like this, and I'm going to just do the same for y, right? So it means that when I create the new brick, which is a box, a 3D box object, and I'm going to change the material, how it's constructed, then I'm going to set a new position in the screen. And then if you remember, I had a bricks object which was an array, and I'm going to push that brick here. Okay, with this we're gonna create it when we're gonna put under a specific place all the bricks we're gonna use here with a color of red. If I just execute npm run start, let's see what happens. Running. Okay, have that. So you can see a huge box, a red box right there, but it's not sorted. So I see what happened. No, does not see, it's calls. Here are the rows. Okay, so I'm not gonna set the, so we're gonna see what happens if we have the bricks at the size of 1, which would be just like one giant block. There are so many of them, right? The scaling property for those bricks, then we can see something like this. So we have 5 bricks at the top and 5 bricks per column. So this is the ball just in the middle, because that's the initial position. That's fine. So now we created our bricks. Those are red bricks, but if you can see from this perspective from the camera, you can see they are like 3D objects here. Depending on the camera perspective, you can see the shadows and how they are affected by the light. And in this case,